Welcome back to Toke Tarot Tuesdays. Thanks for joining us this week. I apologize for not being around last week, but as you guys probably noticed, got a little tan on, was away in Florida for the week, but I am back well rested, calm, and chill for this week's discussion. So hopefully that'll radiate out to you guys and everyone else watching. And yeah, thank you for being here. We have Sandra
Hello.
and Helen joining us today.
Hi everyone.
So
Got my toke.
yeah. Cheers.
It's Tuesday on many levels today, isn't it?
Yes.
The day.
On the Tuesday.
A special one.
Yeah, pretty cool. So I don't know. Well, Helen, you'll probably get to the time 22222, right, during this chat?
Yes.
Right now, it's 1 2 3 4 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. Right.
Well, I've seen quite a few numbers today. I've got to admit, I did change my clock to the 12-hour clock just so I could see the 222 earlier, because I knew I would see it, because I knew I would, because I just see them. So normally it's on a 24-hour, that's why I get to see the 2222, so often at night.
Right.
Oh, cute. I'm gonna have to change mine to military time, so then I'll get to.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why, why does America need to be so weird with everything? I wish we would follow the rest of the world.
Yeah, get with the metric system, hey?
Yeah. No, I used to always have it on the 12-hour clock actually, but then I changed it because I just wanted to see some different number patterns, I guess, because you do see them, don't you? Like I think I saw 1717 earlier.
I've been seeing a lot of pairs today. When I was driving, I was seeing on trucks and stuff their phone numbers, and it was a sequence of either 2 or 3 of the same number. So I was like, I'm just gonna put that in my pocket for later. I don't know. I'm not huge into the numerology stuff. I dabble in it occasionally, but it's just funny when I pick it up and I'm like, I don't know, I just giggle to myself.
I don't know much about numerology per se, but I appreciate it. I find it sort of whimsical and sort of fun. I find it like the numbers when that synchronicity stuff that you're talking is just it feels supportive, right? And that's what they say, that if that you're doing that, and that's kind of the little nudge from your guides saying you got this.
Yeah,
it's
a nice little reminder.
Oh yes, yeah, exactly. That's it. It's just, even if you don't know what they mean, it's some sort of call or from your guides or something, isn't it? That's what I always feel. And the repetitive ones, it doesn't, because you see them so often in different ways, like on your receipt, on your petrol, or gas, as you guys call it, on on the lorries, like you just said. It's just so many different ways. You just know that it's something calling your attention to either your thoughts, to make your thoughts more positive. Just all those reasons. The universe guides us in many ways, doesn't it?
And it's nice when, I know for me, because we were just talking about this too, is if I'm there have been times where I'll be having a really off day and I'll feel what is all this? Why does it even matter? Why? I'll question everything. And then when I'm done having that thought, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna test my angels or my guides, and I'll be like, all right, show me a sign. Let's try this out again. Lo and behold, something will happen, and I'm like, oh, damn! I thought I could outsmart the system, but I guess not. So
yeah, I think it happens in the times when we really need it, doesn't it?
Man, yeah, there have been moments where I'm just especially these past couple of years, I'll be doing something and I'll stop completely what I'm doing and I'll be what the heck am I going through? What is this shit? And it's hard sometimes because you're just I want to give up. And then you're like, wait, no, okay, I have a mission to complete for some reason. I don't know what it is still, but it's becoming more apparent, I feel now that we've all met too. I think that's what's making this help, is, talking to people about these little moments of like doubt. And I think a lot of us can say that we're having our magic powers come through, and it's pretty overwhelming sometimes, and it can be scary. So you're just kind of in this moment of uncertainty.
And
So,
talking about it, it helps us to not only just be reminded of the own little things that we're experiencing when someone else shares their story, but I think it helps us taps into that remembering for perhaps, like previous stuff or things going on in our dream space or things like that. So
mhm.
yeah, I think it's all support, all of the energy just supports that, and I just think it's magnifies it.
100%. Well, speaking of energies, I wanted to pull a card from this new deck, and thanks to Sandra, you inspired me to get this. The
Oh,
essential
wow.
The
oils,
essential oils healing. Oh, this is exciting.
because I
Yeah,
wanted
I've
to
never
get
seen that.
inspiration for. I feel like I wanted to bless this talk with an essential oil. So hopefully I have whatever I pull. If not, I may need you to.
I might.
So
We'll see.
we'll,
Oh, this.
we'll see
Oh
what
boy.
happens with this. I haven't really worked with this because I got it right before I left for vacation, and I was like, I can't take all my decks with me, so I had to leave it home. But
We need Courtney with a singing bowl, don't we, to do little...
Oh yeah.
I have got
Oh,
cymbals. They're upstairs though. I'll have to
that's
go and
so
get them.
funny. I was literally just talking about this today with someone. So we had 2 cards come out. So the first one was frankincense or
Oh
frankincense.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
So
That is
definitely,
like good energy for today.
yep.
That
And
is
birch.
very good energy for today. And what else?
Birch. Oh, sorry. Oh
Oh,
gosh.
birch.
I have
Build
birch
strength and
trees.
recovery. Quartz.
I only know that as and the tree. What's it called? You get the flower essences and you get the tree
Yeah,
essences.
they have like a really pretty bark. Hard to see, but
Yes, they're beautiful. I have a huge bank of about 9 or so birch trees that line our backyard or our property. And
oh,
yeah, they've got a really nice silvery white, flaky bark to
yeah.
them. It's just really, really pretty, and it's
I love it
yeah, I
when they
love.
curl.
Yes,
Do like
yes.
little curly cues. I'll look for them
And
in the forest.
birch as an oil is a very very prized, sacred, and valuable oil.
I don't know if I have some. I'm gonna intermission. I'm gonna go find mine.
Just one more intermission.
I know. I wish I brought my books in here with me. I've got tons of aromatherapy books and herbal books. They're all just in through a noisy door if I open it. Yeah, and I know that's in there. The Dr. Jean Valnet, his book. He was he was the guy that discovered that if you use lavender for burns, because he was researching lavender and he had a big vat of it and he burned himself. And instead of putting it in the bucket of water, he put it into the vat of lavender. And he discovered through that it didn't blister, it healed, it didn't hurt. And that's why. So anyone, if you ever get burnt, use
I have a bottle in my I have a bottle in my kitchen. Speaking of lavender, because I'm always getting little burns and stuff like that. And if you can get it right away, I would never now when if I know where my bottle of lavender is, don't run it under the cold water or do anything like that. Immediately get that oil onto the skin. That works amazing. So isn't that interesting? So he discovered that by accident, by running into a situation, and then it's like, a lot of discoveries are made that way.
Yeah, fascinating. And lavender and tea tree oil are one of the only 2 oils that you can put neat onto your skin. All the rest need to be used with a carrier oil or they will burn in some way.
I was going to ask that about lavender because
lavender's fine, but so is tea tree.
Got it.
They're the only 2 I would say. Everything else you need to use a carrier oil. Either you can use if you haven't got anything you think's fancy, you can use olive oil, you can use coconut oil, and obviously if you want to get fancy, you can start using mustard oil, almond oil, you know, all
Yeah,
the
using carrier oils with essential oils is not only just a safety precaution to, because a lot of them are considered hot oils. You can have sensitivity, or something like an oregano or a cinnamon will actually burn. So a carrier oil is for safety, but it also helps, it boosts the efficacy of the oil. It allows the oil to penetrate better and more effectively into our skin. So when we're applying oils topically for therapeutic reasons, it helps it to go in. It also, pure essential oils have a flash point to them. They evaporate quite quickly. So again, when you add a carrier oil, it helps that emulsify and it extends. You get more coverage. It allows it to put in. I do definitely tea tree and lavender neat. There's several other oils that I do use neat. Frankincense, for one, I find that extremely gentle. My copaiba, I'll use that. Some of the florals, and also some of the ones that I like for pain relief that I will use. No, I'm diluting with those. I usually, but some of the florals, I'll use neat, but generally it's always a good idea to dilute. I use fractionated coconut oil usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to know. And I think I was just researching because I was worried I had like something happening in my one of my teeth, and I was told you can put tea tree oil in your mouth too, right? Like if you have a abscess
or clove. I do when I put a drop of clove on my finger and hold it onto my gum or my tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Is yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
I was using oregano last week for my abscess, actually.
Oh,
But I did mix it with olive oil. I didn't just use it neat because oregano will
it probably
burn.
tastes good with some pasta.
Yeah, I was thinking it tastes like pesto in my mouth.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
Well, it's interesting when you cook with these herbs and stuff, it must actually,
yeah,
I
it's
wonder if
great.
that really helps too with.
Yeah, no, it does. That's why it's so good to have fresh herbs that you can just add to everything, basically. Then, you know,
I love picking from my
fresh herbs
garden.
to the end of every meal. It's,
Yeah.
not to the end of every meal, as you serve it, it's great.
Yeah.
Frozen lemon as well is a great thing to grate onto any food because of all the antioxidants it adds to it.
Yeah, thank you. I was trying to tell Sergio about that. He threw away I had these half frozen lemons in the freezer and he was like, "What are these?" He threw them out. And I was like, "No, I'm just gonna use them for something."
Saving that.
I made banana bread recently, and one of the ingredients called for lemon zest in banana bread. And I was like, interesting little
Oh.
addition.
I've not done that. Do you know what? I was a banana short the other day and I added a grated apple.
You were
that made me laugh. I was a banana short the other day. It's just like,
well, it called for
one banana short.
So I grated an apple into it and it was really good.
Oh, yum. I love getting inspired by when we talk about food because then.
So I found I got my hands on my book so I can tell you the emotional properties of birch, but I would be so interested to hear what the card says for birch.
Oh my
and
God,
then frankincense. Frankincense is such a great card to pull as the first one on this really highly energetic day. Like it's
and they both popped out together. It was like a boom boom, like needed to be said now. So birch. Oh boy, I'm gonna butcher this word. Okay, they're referring to a tribe in North America. I can't even say this word, but it's Anishinaabe, I think. We'll go with that. Made their canoes with birch bark, since carefully peeled bark could be reversed with its resinous, waterproof side facing outward. As part of their canoe building, they thanked the spirits of the forest for providing them with strength and protection. They also buried their dead wrapped in birch bark and made medicines for stomach cramps and diseases of the blood from birch roots and bark. The Druids, an ancient people of Britain and France whose lives and spiritual beliefs were closely linked to nature, called birch for the Lady of the Woods, or they called birch the Lady of the Woods for its beauty and elegance. The trees were symbols of renewal, rebirth, and inception. In Wales, birch is considered the tree of love and is used to make love tokens. The Celts believed that those born between December 24th and January 20th were born under the spirit of the birch tree, and that the tree could protect anyone against evil spirits and psychic attacks. Birch essential oil contains methyl salicylate. I am butchering that word, sorry. It's the, I guess, whatever chemical compounds, all of which give the oil its potent medicinal qualities. It is a powerful healer of painful joints and connective tissues, as well as bones, helping to rebuild these bodily parts while also alleviating pain in these areas. In the same way that birch essential oil can help rebuild the physical body, it can help rebuild courage and strengthen the psyche. It is said to support those who are weak willed or too flexible. I need that in my life. Who don't have the strength to stay committed to their own needs or beliefs. You can also address feelings of fear, alienation, or being unsupported, as well as transform cowardice into courage. Used for arthritis, bone spurs, broken bones, cataracts, connective tissue pain and injuries, fever, gallstones, gout, kidney stones, muscle pain, spasms, toothache, and ulcers. Do not use internally for cooking. Avoid use during pregnancy. Do not use if you suffer from epilepsy.
So that card deck is such a beautiful companion to the emotional companion book here, because and I love this card for offering a bit of support for people that may be having some struggles for what's going on either in their close personal world or around the world with their neighbors, perhaps in Canada. So this is what the emotional code for birch oil is. It's called the oil of support. Birch offers support to the unsupported. When a person is feeling attacked or unsupported in life, this oil offers courage to move forward alone. It helps individuals ground within their own center to find their source of inner support and strength. Learning to be flexible is important, but so is gaining a strong backbone. Birch offers support to the weak-willed to stand tall and firm in what they believe, especially in situations where one is at risk of being rejected if they choose a different way. Whew.
Wow.
Birch lends its spirit to endurance to help individuals face trials of adversity so they may weather storms with the strength of conviction of the tree. It also offers it was something about, and it also reinforces there's more to life than pain, and with the right support and the right grounding, one can be held up and sustained through hardship.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So that's support in the physical, I feel, from this birch tree. All of the tree oils, I feel like this is like just very grounded.
Yep.
And coming through on that. And then the other one was frankincense, which is one of the most spiritually renowned oils for having that connection and that and ceremony and prayer. Helen, did you have something on birch?
Well, yeah, I just went and got a herbal book about it.
Ooh.
So that's got a different aspect of it. Shall I read it?
Yeah, I love all these different perspectives.
Me too.
So there's a description of it. I'll read that. The young branch is a rich red-brown or orange-brown, and the trunk's usually white. The leaves are small, giving a dappled shade effect. Coleridge called it the Lady of the Woods. It is noted for its lightness and elegance, and after rain it has a fragrant odour. It's the national tree of Finland. Properties and uses. Culpeper tells us it is a tree of Venus. The juice of the leaves while they are young, or the distilled water of them, or the water that comes from the tree being boiled with an auger, and distilled afterwards. Any of these being drank for some days together is available to break the stone in kidneys and bladder, and is also good to wash sore mouths. The leaves have an aromatic, agreeable odour and bitter taste, and have been employed in birch tea as a tonic for sufferers of gout, rheumatism, and dropsy. It is also recommended as a reliable solvent of stone in the kidneys. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the I think that's right. The decoction of leaves has been used for bathing skin problems such as eczema, and the oil is astringent. It is known to keep away insects and prevent gnat bites when smeared on the hands. The wood is soft and not very durable, but is cheap, and the tree is prolific in any situation and soil, and thus has been used for thread bobbins, herring barrel stays, broom handles, and various fancy articles. In country districts, birch has many uses, the lighter twigs being employed for thatching and wattles. This is obviously a whole book. The twigs are also used in broom making and the manufacture of cloth. So it's taken from, based on Culpeper's The English Physician and
Oh, I love it.
1653.
Well,
And it's got a little folklore bit as well. I won't read the history bit.
That is so amazing. I love all these different facets and these different things. And this is the type of wisdom we need to get back to. This is coming together as like, here's my resource book on here. Here's my ancient this and my knowing of that. And here is our Courtney.
oh my gosh. Yay. Oh, we are gonna pause this.
We are pausing
this moment to bring in Courtney.
Sorry.
Patronus.
Hey guys.
We are live.
Location. She's on location.
On location. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
God, no.
Oh, we see you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. So speeches just started, but I figured I'd give you guys a little look-see. Who's all made it so far?
Tell us where you are, Courtney.
So I'm at the Alberta Legislature. This is our little rally that we have going on. This is where we usually put it on. You can see a lot of people showed up for today. There's a city hall meeting going on right now. So I think we're trying to, make sure they know here.
This is your time.
Sorry, what was that?
So how are people feeling about the Emergency Act being put in place?
Yeah, not good. Definitely not good. It's completely unheard of, and there's really no reason. As you can see, everybody here is incredibly peaceful. You have children, you have animals. Nothing scary going on here.
Yeah, just people.
You're just spreading the love.
Exactly.
And we're sending you what was it, courage and strength from our friend Birch that we just pulled.
Yeah.
So hope you guys are feeling that energy right now.
I think we definitely need it for sure. It's beautiful out today, but don't let that fool you. It's still -20 out.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I can kind of feel the cold from over here.
Looks great though. You look great.
Mhm.
Shining.
This is ours too. But yeah, so after the speeches, we'll be starting the march after. I don't know if you guys want me to check back in for that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could definitely. In about a half hour if you guys are still at it.
Right on, Courtney.
Yeah, you're doing great work. Thanks for popping in. I wasn't expecting this. So
Yay! I'm so glad I could surprise you guys. I hope I'm not jumping in too awkwardly at a weird time, but
no,
keep popping in.
Perfect. I wanted this to happen, so thank you.
Yeah, it's brilliant. We're sending you all such good vibes. Just
Much
you.
love
I love you
to
guys.
our neighbors north. Thanks for being so awesome.
the world is with you.
I'm getting all loud. Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit.
Yeah, see you.
Bye.
Amazing.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, that's
I feel
brilliant.
like we got to like time travel for a second. Be like,
Oh, I know. That was so cool. And it's so nice and daylight there still, and
yeah.
a sunny day. And yeah. And while we're doing that, I found my birch mug. So this is very much like a birch
Oh my
tree.
God, yeah. I love it.
Perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
I am now inspired to make something out of birch twigs now.
Yes.
I'll read the last little bit about the fairy folklore. Birch trees have spiritual importance in many historical religions and are associated with the elves in the Gaelic folklore. As such, birches frequently appear in Scottish, Irish, and English folklore in association with death or fairies or returning from the grave. Yeah, it's so interesting, isn't it? I've got tons of books. I could literally
That is amazing.
read through tons of information, but that's why I've got them, because
Yeah.
it's got all the old stuff in. You know, this aromatherapy book here is from that. When you popped off, Larissa, it's one of the first like books about aromatherapy. He's the guy that discovered that you should heal burns with lavender, because he put his hand in, he burnt himself and put it in a vat of lavender, and it healed it without it blistering.
Whoa.
Yeah, anyway, so it's good that we don't lose, don't just rely on the internet, have books for information.
And also because the internet and the electronic records, as we're all aware of, or we should be, that they're being updated and changed, and to suit whatever. And that's why having books are so important, and especially some of the old texts, like that book that you have. I know I have, my mom has been studying and working with herbs, plants, and essential oils all of her life, and she's got some older texts as well. And there's the, you can learn so much, and then you match them up with other sorts of reference and resource, and you can sort of then tie it all together, and it sort of makes sense.
I've got another book you'll absolutely love, and it's the folklore of plants. So it goes into all the stories about. I'm going to get it in a second when you're trying.
I absolutely love that.
I need to show y'all this one.
Oh yes.
Wow. Remedies.
That looks amazing.
I'm excited to tap into this because I don't know why. It's calling me to like relearn all of this lost knowledge. And I think that this is going to be, I don't know, I was on a hike with Alexis this morning, and we were talking about this. And I can't help but think that, maybe, we're going to be the teachers for a lot of this stuff. And I'm really like, I'm ready. Yes. I'm ready to go to the home.
You said finally, like, just the curiosity. I know we all of us have it for finding out that stuff. And you said finding the lost knowledge. We've touched on before, and I know we're going to have further conversations about Dolores Cannon and her work. Yeah. And that's what she considered herself a reporter, wasn't a channeler or anything like that. She said her role was that of a reporter, to gain this information from the sessions that she did, and that she was picking up the lost knowledge and the things that, and there's so much of that. And I think it's a new, like, people will be teaching and talking about that. I think a lot of the other ways are becoming quite stale and unsavory to many of us.
Yeah, I've been having thoughts of us having to relearn lots of things, even actually how to be feminine and how to be masculine. I was thinking about the other day, actually.
Yeah.
We've been so programmed, through all the media, and I was at the Spice Girls generation, girl power. And that's what they drummed into us through school, through the education, through the media, through everything that was thrown at us, a part of the plan to, destroy the family. And
because then if we're not raising our families and our children, then who are we giving that task to? Electronic media, the state or government run school systems, things like that, like the role of nurturing our ourselves with, you know, garden grown foods, our thoughts and our children and our families, and taking care of our seniors and all of that kind of stuff, that old fashioned stuff all of a sudden now is seeming like the utopia, at least to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a lot to relearn about everything. And
I mean, there are moments where I like, and I have to forgive myself a little bit for this, but it's just like I'll kick myself because I'm like, crap. I went all this time like not really like tapping into gardening and really focusing on like how to live like a, a a good life off of, you know, all of this controlled stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, like I was like embarrassed because like there are certain things I'm like, how do I not know how to do this? So now I'm starting to now stop
exactly, and
kicking
that is,
myself and just
but
do it.
that's what each one of us who has done those things were at that point. I was the same. For me, it was around 2010. Actually, it was when the whole of the UK like got covered in snow, and I had another awakening to like some more stuff. And I was like, yeah, exactly. It's part of the awakening. You suddenly, you know that the food's poison, you know everything's toxic, you know that it's just part of your awakening. It's just level of it. So you go, you're already quite creative. For me, it was like, right, I want to learn to crochet. I want to be able to like create a blanket if we need to be warm. it's probably 12 years ago. Yeah, I was like, right, I
Yeah.
want to grow veggies, and I got into it. At
Yeah.
first, I didn't have a flipping clue. I could not figure out for the life of me what needed to go in when it needed to come out. It was chaos, to be honest with you. I had loads of stuff. It was all too close together. This got bugs on it, and it was but a couple of years later, I knew when to get the seeds in. I knew when to do this. I knew to spread it out a bit more. It was just learning,
Right.
And
And getting over that
yeah,
initial
exactly. And I just did it. Now I'm like, right, I'll just do it in pots, and I'll do it like this. And yeah, and
it
and I
comes
save all the
naturally.
bath water from Ziggy's bath, and like go in and out with the watering can. It's a bit of fitness, and it sounds ridiculous, but I do it because it saves water.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just once you've got that passion to learn something, you do it and you follow through with it, and that's part of the awakening. I think becoming self-sufficient, learning all these skills, and
Yeah, I mean, it took me a little bit to take the stigma off of my major in college. I was a fashion design major, and we were looked at as like the I could tell like people didn't take me seriously, but I was like I could sew clothes in like 2 seconds now because of that skill. I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah,
okay, what are y'all gonna be wearing if
that's
like
a real
all the supply
skill.
chains and like I don't know, it's like funny to me sometimes when I think back on it, and I'm like, cool, like
I've
at the
got
time it seemed ridiculous I was learning this skill,
Do
but
they
now I'm like,
even teach home ec in grade
I
school anymore?
I didn't have it.
you
I
get a
mean,
term.
I'm 30.
so
That's
it's like that kind of thing. And you mentioned sewing clothes. I've been really so much, even so that I'm looking at things like, oh, I could find a pattern for that. Like I want to sew, and I used to when I was back in high school, like in grade 8 or 9, like there was sewing, like it was a course.
yeah,
I took it a few years
so
in a
cool.
row. I made, I remember I made a little, oh, really hard. I'm going to really date myself. You guys know how aged I am, but one of the really hard projects I made was a satin shirt. So it
Wow.
was for the
Ooh,
set, like it was a nice, beautiful champagne color satin shirt. I also made a skirt, and I think I made a denim jacket. Um,
so cute.
but I do want to, you know what I want to make? I've been seeing them pop up on my newsfeed. I want to make a jumpsuit. I want to, like, not like a onesie, like not a pajama,
Oh,
but like and not with feet, but I want some jumpsuits for spring.
Yeah, that's
you
cute.
should do
That's funny
it.
because I was
Do
thinking
it.
about I need to bring out my sewing machine. It has a lot of dust on it, but I feel like this is going to be the summer where it's just going to be creation, creation, creation. Like that.
Yeah.
Right, Larissa, we'll have to do a Zoom,
Yeah.
and I'll get the sewing machine out that's under the stairs that I do not know how to use.
Oh,
And you can
perfect. I'll
talk
help
me
you
through
teach you how
it.
to thread it. It'll be
Are
great.
you, I remember
a
doing it at school.
sew-a-thon.
I enjoyed it, but that was such a long time ago. I can't remember now.
Yeah. And things are so easy to make. Like you don't even need a pattern for certain things. Like
No.
fold things in half. So a hem. I don't know. It's just
Well,
it's
couldn't
like,
it be as basic as saying, "Oh my goodness, I love this skirt." Put it down on top of the fabric, kind of trace it out, cut it out, and sew it up.
Yeah, you can do that. And I was just about to say Pinterest. Don't know if you guys use it. I have actually got it, but I haven't been on it for ages.
yeah, same. I've gotten off of it. I mean, I use it sometimes for inspiration at the store, but
Yeah, I've
I used to
forgotten
be
about it for a
obsessed
while.
with Pinterest, and I gotta get
Same here. But
But-
yeah, I know they have loads of patterns on there because I've seen them, but it's just like beyond my capability. But yeah, what you said, Sandra, that's a great idea. Just get your like favorite dress or top.
Yeah.
Or even like I went down like 8 dress sizes.
Wow.
So, and some of the clothes that I have were good quality pieces. And so I have like, I've donated a bunch of stuff, but sometimes just like, I want to be able to alter that piece
Totally.
or transform it something, like change it up, like change a pocket. Like I've been seeing things like that lately too, where you take something ordinary or not even like whatever, and you, so I can resize and and do, I kind of want to do, even though I have no skill as
as yet.
play around with it, right?
Yeah,
As yet, like, yeah, pardon me, I should have said no experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't know, I might have like a real I'll check in with my fashion designer buddy here and see where if I need any help with my designs.
Practice making some cushions or something like that.
Yeah.
Sewing straight and like just get going with it.
Literally
just
the first project, like the easiest first project.
Yeah, just do something like that. I've got this lovely top. I tried it on again today. I absolutely love it, but the shape of it when I put it on, it's just like.
And all you probably need is like what, maybe just take
Just
it in.
needs like bringing in. It doesn't need much. I just don't know how to use the sewing machine. So yeah, I'm alright once I've been shown how to do something and then done it a few times and then.
I will do tutorials. I'm already thinking for my business now that I'm getting more comfortable in front of the camera. I'm probably gonna do some tutorial videos. So stay tuned.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd watch them.
So, anyways, I wanted to read the other thing from the frankincense because
Don't you love how
I was going to mention the other one.
Pity anyone who's just waiting to hear the next thing that we say about the cards, because we go for 10 minutes.
Zoom through because ADHD queen over here, just like going off on tangent.
We could try and timestamp stuff actually.
Wait, what was it?
I said we could try and timestamp stuff actually. Timestamp.
Oh.
I can't say it. Timestamp topics.
Yes. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
These topics are all over the place. So if someone needs,
yeah, we should do that. Yeah.
Who's taking minutes?
Yeah, who's taking minutes?
Yep. Just have to go through the video when it's on YouTube. And
well, lovely Courtney has been generous enough to at least help edit a couple of my videos, and I don't know if that's something that she wants to do with her job, but maybe we can ask her.
Yeah, I think she likes practicing.
She's getting good. I like it. We're all figuring out how to do technology together.
That's right.
Yeah, she can do, loads of computer stuff. She's good at that.
Yeah, so we can discuss later.
We've got our mutual, like our different skills. We can all help each other. That's great.
I'll do tutorial videos. Just help me edit. Okay, so we have. Is it frankincense or frankincense?
I say frankincense.
I say frankincense, but you've got different accents. So.
Yeah, right. I guess potato at this point. All right. So it says, if I were stranded on a deserted island and I could choose only one essential oil to have with me, I would select frankincense, an oil that is both versatile and powerful. Throughout history, the oil has been part of the spiritual rituals of ancient Egyptians, Babylonians, Persians, Hebrews, Greeks, and Romans, and of course, according to Christian beliefs, it was one of the precious gifts to the infant Jesus from the three wise men. Because it was so often burned for its purification purposes, ancient Egyptian women even used frankincense char for their characteristic black eyeliner. Oh, so cool. Thousands of years before chemical eyeliner products became commonplace. Oh my god, that just gave me like a great idea. Thank you. Okay, cool. Sorry, I have these moments like strokes. Okay.
Go back to that in a minute.
Yeah. Many traditions also use frankincense to still the mind, break links to the past, and keep harmful spirits at bay. As I frequently tell the students of my medical aromatherapy group, when in doubt, frank it out, in reference to the oil's versatility and ability to help almost any physical health, emotional imbalance, or spiritual crisis. Frankincense uplifts the mind and spirit, helping to eliminate worries and mental chatter. Choose frankincense whenever you can't sleep due to worry or spiraling thoughts. Frankincense works quickly to gently ease tension, stress, and raise our awareness to our spiritual connection. It helps us let go and trust that a higher consciousness is at work for our greatest good, while allowing us to relax and trust the process of life. It enables us to break free from worry so that we are not quashed by the mundane or past problems. Oh my god. And the uses for this, it's so long. Allergies, Alzheimer's disease, arthritis, asthma, autoimmune disorders, back pain, bacterial infections, brain injury, breast cancer prevention, cancer, cellular health, congestion, coughs, dementia, depression, fungal infections on the skin, nails, and scalp, headaches, jaundice, liver health, muscle pain, scars, sciatica, seizures, stomach pain, stretch marks, trauma, tumors, warts, and weak immunity. Holy frankincense.
Being some personal experience with frankincense. This isn't frankincense, but in like a roller application, like a roller bottle, diluted frankincense is the only thing that helps my mother with her spine pain. She has severe osteoporosis and gets compression fractures, and she has sensitivity to medication, so she can't take tablets. But rolling frankincense down her spine is the only thing that will give her relief. It is also extremely good for having, if you're distraught of any sort of really heightened emotions, it's one of the most grounding oils. Again, it's really great for meditation and spiritual practice. And there's tons and tons of uses for it. I find it, to me, it's a luxurious oil. I just love the way that it smells, and it's very yeah, I like it.
And it also
it's a
comes in,
goodie.
so when I was in Lebanon, they were giving out free frankincense we went to like this saint, and
That's the stuff you put on the like charcoal, isn't it?
yeah, and it's so cool
The
how
little nuggets, like I forget what they're called, but yeah, the little
resin nuggets. So they come out like little golden
I love
nuts.
it like that.
So I might actually burn that right now in honor of our chat.
Oh, I love that.
I really need to get some more essential oils. I miss having frankincense at hand.
Yeah, I just put some on my palms too.
Yum yum.
Here, I'm sending some to you. Can you smell it?
Yeah, I can. I got the vibes. I got the vibes of just talking about it. It's great. And I was thinking it's like they use it in prayer and meditation because it like really connects the physical body with the spiritual, or like in prayer meditation. And it's like really meditative, really calming.
Yeah.
This book says that frankincense invites individuals to let go of lower vibrations, lies, deceptions, and negativity. It helps create new perspectives based on light and truth. Frankincense recalls to memory spiritual understanding, gifts, wisdom, and knowledge that the soul brought into this world. It is a powerful cleanser of spiritual darkness. Frankincense assists in pulling the scales of darkness from the eyes, the barriers from the mind, and the walls of the heart through connecting the soul with its inner light. This is the oil of truth. Yeah, it's a powerful one. And it's like, yeah, they use it in a lot of religious ceremony, right? And just all of those. Mhm.
My Sergio told me a story of when he was in church as like I think it was an altar boy. I don't know. They have like the thing, the
Mhm.
incense holder. And he
Yeah,
said
that's
that
what I was
it
thinking.
like
That's
overcame him and he just passed out.
no.
Boom, face flat.
Mm.
I'm like, maybe it was working.
Yep.
Taking the demon.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very, very strong, but oh yeah, I love it. And I especially love the resin pieces of things you can get burn on charcoal.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to burn one right now, but I can't find my matches. Damn it.
Hmm.
Oh,
I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. I am not prepared ever.
Goes like that today. Let's see what this old book says, if anything.
Mhm.
It jumped straight to that. It's very old, so it may not. Nope. Jumps from eucalyptus to fennel. I have got other books in there though. Oh, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I do miss it. I miss having a kit and making up blends.
Yeah, it's nice to make up different ones, and then you kind of if you have a reference book too, and you can figure out which are the top middle and bottom notes and stuff like that. You can really play around with it. It's fun. Yeah, you can customize it and
yeah, I've got
yeah.
all sorts of little books actually from college that just little reminder ones, just little flip through ones, and a little
Mhm.
book of all my favourite blends that I use for different things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do not try this at home, folks.
Scientific pot.
What are you doing? I'm seeing some sparking.
Yeah, I'm burning some charcoal. And I'm not really doing it the safest way, so I do not condone this behavior.
This is not recommended.
Yep. Disclaimer. It's, I don't know. It's funny how like we have to say these things, and some things aren't common sense to people. I'm like, I don't know. It's just funny to me. All these like warnings on things. Oh my god.
Lack of common sense.
Like there was that woman that like sued McDonald's because her coffee burnt her, so now they have to like put on the coffee cups like caution,
Maybe hot. Maybe extremely hot.
maybe extremely hot. I'm like,
And
you're
nuts
killing
that say may contain nuts. You'd hope so. You want to hope so.
yeah, I hope. I mean, I feel like a different situation because that really could kill people. Like,
Oh no, but when it's actually like a packet of peanuts.
oh, true. Yeah, that's funny.
That's what I mean. Yeah, not when it's like something random that you don't know that it'd be in, but you know, when it's actually nuts.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's funny. Oh. So wait, did you have from your book, Helen? Did you already read it while I was gone?
No, it didn't have anything in because it's the really old one. I could go and get other books though. I have to mute myself though because that door's really loud.
Oh, it's okay. I was trying to. It's hard to put the frankincense to stay on the coal.
Mm.
Need tongs. Yeah, see,
Sort
it's
of.
funny when I like try to do like any type of ritual stuff. I don't know. I'm not good at this stuff.
You will find your flow.
I'm surprised I haven't burnt the house down at this point. Oh gosh. All right. You ready?
Here we go. Frankincense. This beautiful essential oil comes from a small tree, Boswellia carteri, don't know if I'm saying that right, native to North America, Africa, and some of the Arab countries. When the bark is damaged, the tree exudes a resin in drops or tears, and the essential oil is extracted from the resin by steam distillation. In past times, the resin was collected from trees in which cracks had appeared naturally, but later cuts were made in the bark systematically to encourage resin production. The oil varies from colourless to very pale yellow, with a clear, fresh, slightly camphorous penetrating odour. Among the chemical constitutions which make up this oil are pinene, diptinine, I don't know if I'm saying it right, dipinitine, sorry, phelindrine, camphene, olibinol, and various resin. Frankincense is in the form of the resin has been burnt on altars and in temples since earliest antiquity. This probably goes back far further than earliest written records and is perpetuated in the current practice of many religions. I find it fascinating to reflect on the fact that frankincense has, among its physical properties, the ability to slow down and deepen the breath and breathe more slowly and deeply, and soon produces the feelings of calm, which are very conducive to prayer and meditation. At what stage in the history of the use of frankincense did our forebears discover this? Almost certainly the origin of its use as an offering lay in the fact that frankincense was among the most prized and costly substances in the ancient world. Both the Hebrews and the Egyptians spent vast amount of money importing frankincense from the Phoenicians. Apart from its ceremonial and ritual use, frankincense was much sought after as a perfume and used in cosmetics and medicine. The Egyptians also used it in embalming. Sorry, that's quite long.
Okay.
I'll keep going.
I like learning. Let's go.
Yeah. As already suggested, frankincense is particularly active with regard to the lungs and is one of the most valuable oils for use in respiratory infections. It's one of the best pulmonary antiseptics, calms coughs, and is indicated particularly where there is bronchial catarrh, for example, in chronic bronchitis. Use it in inhalations, massage, and baths. I have found this oil very helpful for people with asthma because of the way in which it slows and deepens the breathing. Massage is the best form of treatment, concentrating on strokes which open the chest, as this area is often constricted in asthmatics. The heat of steam inhalations may have an adverse effect in asthma, so this method should only be used cautiously. In skincare, frankincense is particularly helpful for older skins and has a definite tonic effect, helping to restore some tone to slack-looking facial skin and slowing down the appearance of wrinkles. It may even reduce the extent of wrinkles that have already formed. Sweet.
Yeah.
The oil has an affinity for urinogenital tract and was used a great deal in earlier times for treating infections in these organs. It is a uterine tonic and may be helpful for abnormally heavy periods. Used in baths and gentle massage over the abdomen. It can safely be used during pregnancy. Frankincense has a calming effect on the emotions, which can be seen as relating to both to use it as a meditation aid, and in the treatment of asthma, where anxiety is often a trigger for attacks. In the past, it was burnt to drive out evil spirits. It is also thought to help break links with the past and may be very valuable to people who tend to dwell on past events to the detriment of their present situation. An alternative name for frankincense is olibanum. I'm just checking I'm saying that right. Olibanum might not be. This occurs commonly in older texts and is thought to derive from the Latin olibanum labanum, oil from Lebanon, real name frankincense. Itself derives from medieval French meaning real incense. And that's so interesting. That last bit there where it says oil from Lebanon. Yeah, sorry, that was quite long, but yeah, interesting.
I believe it. That area of the world is powerful.
Yeah, it is, I think. That's from the aromatherapy and ACD for Patricia Davis. It's pretty old. I think I had to have it for my college diploma a while ago.
Nice. I love that I'm getting all these books ideas from you guys. Thank you for sharing. I'm really excited to add things to my library.
And it's so it's another thing about books is you get the information and you're able to digest it and interpret it based on what you already know, what you're being guided to. You're not having information delivered to you in a you know, like the internet's great, we all learn stuff like
Mhm.
sewing and things like that, but there's a certain time and place where I feel that having more of a doing your own research without having information being told to you and present someone's repackaging it, you know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I feel like I'm retaining more just by having these conversations. I've learned so much from you guys. It's crazy.
And then we have these conversations, like each one of us and everyone else there, like the people that we watch, we do these someone has this book and we learn this stuff or you get this insight and then we come here and we talk about
Yeah.
it and we
Like,
share
this is
about
the
it
school
and
I
it's
want to
just
be
like
part of. I hated like traditional school. I never vibed with that world at all.
No.
I went along with it fine, but I don't know. This is more my jam.
Yeah, same here. It's
Yeah.
much more fun.
Yeah, I know. Why can't we like make things fun again?
It just
We
because it just
are.
flows so naturally. That's why.
I'm trying to come up with a
So we're learning.
acronym for that. Fun again. Oh God.
Yeah, so those cards are great. That's I think those oils are really apt.
I was really pleased with it. Sometimes when I order these decks, I get a little nervous how they're going to be, but it's very well done. Highly
I
recommend.
think you'll have that'll be a fun one.
Yeah, if anyone wants to get it, it is the Essential Oils Healing Deck. If you can buy from a local store, if not, unfortunately, we may have to resort to the web. But I've been trying to promote small business, so if you can, look there, just as a suggestion.
Yeah, I like
And
to
I
go to
can't
my
help
friend
because I do support
some
Amazon
ones.
sometimes.
Yeah, I do that too. I'm not gonna make it. Oh, I don't. But yeah, I do have a friend that has a little shop with angels and crystals and cards.
Oh, really?
Nice.
I like to go to her and go get them. I might go and see her actually now. You've reminded me.
Yeah, re-up on some
What she's
crystal.
got.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
She's got. Not that I need any more cards.
I know all of a sudden I've gotten very quiet, but it's not quiet in here or in here. It's going like, oh yeah, where can I go? Oh, that's place. I've already got the store picked out. I'm seeing myself walking up the stairs and looking at the crystals and the cards.
I know it's hard not to cave. I went to this shop in New Paltz, New York.
Mm-hmm.
They had over 1,500 decks for sale.
No.
Oh,
You should have seen me. I walked in there and I was like, oh my God. I just like got so overwhelmed. Like it was so funny because I'd be like holding stacks in my arms and then I'd be like, okay, I gotta put this one back. I gotta put this one back. Like I exercised so much control in that place. You have no idea. And then they had crystals on top of it. So I was just like,
that would be so fun to just sort of like, okay, where am I being guided to? What's the
actually I only got one deck because I looked at all like the price tag on everything that I had in my basket and I was like, uh-oh. So I ended up getting the Scorpio Sea Tarot. This has been a really interesting one. I love it because it has like a modern take on the major and minor arcanas but it goes really deep because yeah, I like all the like light and fluffy stuff when I'm down, but sometimes, you need to be pulled back to earth and that's a really good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a few decks like that.
Really interesting. Yeah, it's like so real,
Soul purpose and soul lesson one. Tell it as it is.
Yeah, because I need that sometimes. Like I need that mother in my life because I love my mom, and she'll tell me how it is. But there's just like that other added little spiritual kind of push that you need to. Yeah, my parents don't really know about this other world that I tap into. So yeah, these have become my parents.
What it's all about though, isn't it? Using them as a tool for
Mhm.
self-healing, looking at your shadow stuff you need to do, look at
Yeah.
them. That's what I use them for. That's, you know, how I know them and can interpret them for others, because I've used them so much just for my own journey, I guess.
Yeah, it's good for
Tapping into your own
reality.
intuition.
Just, you know, as long as it doesn't overtake your life. Like
You
I
find that bursts, so don't you? You probably found you have little bursts of
yeah. Yeah. I have to take breaks a lot because I know that I'll become too dependent on it, so I have to like, you know,
yeah.
it's like same thing like that I think about with like addiction too, because I'll have to say like I've been very lucky that I don't struggle with. I get well, okay, I'll have to admit I do have an addiction to sugar.
Mm.
I try to cut it out every once in a while, and then I'll have a little bit, and I'm like, uh-oh. So that okay, that is one thing I have to say I do have a problem with. But I've always been good at kind of knowing when things are going to get too much
Mhm.
to put the brakes, because I mean there was a time like, you know, with the pendulum stuff, I was asking mundane little questions and I was like for things in my life, and I was like, okay, this is getting stupid. Like
I can answer this question
yeah, I
myself.
can
I
answer
don't need
this,
to
yeah,
ask
without it.
him.
So yeah, that's when I realized I was like, okay, I need to turn you off for a little bit.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
We'll come back.
Yeah, and in time if it's like gimmicky or feeling like it's the or you're putting too much weight into it, but you know, right? Because you can sort of sense when you need to take a break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my brain automatically like it's that little voice being like, I think it's time. You need to stop. Yeah, I guess I do communicate pretty well with my other self sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
For a little while in my early 20s, we did not talk at all. So we're getting back into it. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. Just like I've been really reflecting on life recently. I feel like that's been coming through a lot. I don't know if that's happening with you, but it's like I'm now seeing my whole life kind of before me really quickly. And
Mm.
it's like I'm sifting through all of the traumatic moments and kind of like combing them out, like, you know, tangled hair. That's kind of what I'm getting, is like
Yeah.
combing out all of the shit that I was holding on to, you know?
You probably just come out of your Saturn return though, right?
Yeah, 30, I'm 31 now.
Yeah. So you probably just had that time, and it takes time to process. And it's not just a Saturn return you get either. There's other ones like coming up and around that age as well.
Yeah, I feel like I'm
You know,
about to
and
enter
it
the
does
best
make you
years of my
reflect.
life.
I remember having like really deep reflections around that time, and just like realizations about loads of things, loads of patterns. Because you've lived like long enough, haven't you? You're just like, yeah, you can see stuff.
Yeah, I see things for what it is, but also, you know, I'm not perfect. Like I'm still messing up in a lot of ways, but
No one's perfect.
it's different. Like I'm able to own up for my mistakes, and it's been a little bit easier for me to now take a step back from a situation before I react.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to get better at, because my emotions do definitely play a role in many.
Yeah. Emotions and hormones. That's because we're humans.
Yeah.
It's a journey, and I mean, it's also if you're choosing, you're at this age choosing to have the awareness of it and going, oh, okay, so to want to and go and you're on a growth and discovery journey, like you're curious, and so you're leveling up as you go. It took me a lot longer to sort of click into a more of the sort of self-awareness and self-discovery and the work and stuff that I did that so yeah, I think you're right on track.
Do you think the environment that you went into like made that more difficult? Because you did, if I'm not mistaken, were you working in like a very corporate
Mm-hmm.
setting?
Oh yeah.
Like very masculine driven energy.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, in a very even male dominated industries, and very working to try to achieve and succeed in in a middle management in an industry. So you're not, at the top levels. You're and managing people. A lot of, yeah, I'm getting the eye twitch again just thinking about it now.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, true. Very, very much that environment. And also my health was was declining each year. And and eventually that's why I took the medical leave, right? Because it was just, I didn't have time for that other kind of stuff. So yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. Like, I don't know. Just because this brings me to my mom. She was telling me like because she worked for IBM in like the
Mhm.
60s. Yeah, 60s because she would tell me she'd go to work wearing like mini skirts, so it was like that.
Mhm.
But she wore white gloves, and it was very like even though she was doing the same job like computer programming as all the other guys around her, she still had to serve coffee. She was the one that had to get up and
Mhm.
yeah, serve coffee to all the men in the office, but
Wow.
she
Yeah.
was also doing the job of what they were doing. So it was like she had to work two jobs. Like just like blows my mind. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't believe you did that because my mom is very like, she doesn't really take no bullshit for people. So it's just interesting to talk to her about that time period because that would
Mhm.
not. I mean, I guess it still exists a little bit. That I don't know that mentality at least of like
Well, and when it does, and then there's the also thing, it goes kind of the other way where there's no room, place, or desire for that in the corporate structure. So women are just one of the boys then, and no one's getting, who's getting coffee. It's not you or me or anybody. We're all in our um, corporate personas, and yeah, very masculine driven.
yeah, yeah, it's interesting how I'm like reflecting now on that duality and balancing those two energies. This has been so like prevalent in my life recently. The whole battle between this
The
gender.
whole balancing of the masculine and the feminine is really becoming more, it's becoming more awareness. It's interesting. I was on a call earlier with a woman that I've worked with. She's this beautiful, wonderful writing workshop and creativity and meditations and all this kind of stuff. And we were talking about um, doing a program, and she said, "Well, maybe you could help me with that. Maybe I could tap into some of your masculine side and your masculine energy, and you can bring that forth to the project." Because she's very into her feminine side, and
Mm,
my corporate sort of, oh, okay, well, I can see this, and this can be a spreadsheet, and we can do this, and we can put together a workbook, is the masculine, which is still very much the driver. I would say it's my, because that's the one that was so practiced, and that was the muscle that I flexed for so long, that gave me the recognition and um the accolades that if you're in a performance driven, so that kind of gets hardwired. Whereas then now
mm,
readjusting the life onto the more feminine and softer side, and more back to the inner child, and being playful, and being a nurturer, and being a creator of experiences instead of results, and things like that. And it's just I like the balance. Interesting.
that's cool that you. Wow, yeah, these conversations are really coming through
Mm.
now more than ever. It's yeah, and it's interesting. Like I like talking to people who are in these worlds. Like with my friend who's like in the medical world,
Mhm.
he's dealing with kind of being in that world. And yeah, I
No.
find it very, very interesting, to say the least. But anyways, do you guys have any polls you want to do for today? Oh,
On a
well, there she
card.
goes. There she is
I was shuffling
already.
the cards when we were chatting. I was going to
How did I
say.
know? Did I read your mind?
That's it. Yeah, it's the tree of life. So I was thinking about an energy for us today, and I was thinking that's quite a nice
I love that.
connection to what Sandra was just saying about, the balancing of the masculine and the feminine energies. The roots and the
The roots. As above,
tree.
so below.
And you pulled birch and frankincense, which are both trees.
Yeah, exactly. I'll read from the book. It's number 34. I normally go with the thing, but I'll read from the book today, just because I don't know. Create, because it's 22, 22, 22, 20.
Yeah.
I think it's that. Create strong foundations to support future goals and aspirations. Yeah, I think that's important for us to all be focusing on today, isn't it? What we really want to focus on in the future. The breath of life is all around us. Self-sustaining, the universal tree of life provides a gateway to connect us to the knowledge of self. You are deeply connected to the universe and the world around you. When you respond to the actions and reactions of the earth and its people, you ultimately decide how you will grow and thrive. The tree of life requires you to look at your breath and to ground yourself in the present moment. Nature does not concern itself with the future. Plants know exactly what they need to do in any given moment. Living in the present will provide you with more time. Your presence is all that is required right now. You are strong and resilient. Hold your space. Where are your roots? Plant and keep your feet firmly on the ground now. Any sudden change may cause instability in your personal life. Dig your roots deep into the earth to create a firm foundation that you can build from. Are you relying too much on the support of others to help you grow? You have the answers within you to determine your direction of growth, but you must be willing to face your inner self and core beliefs. With solid nurturing in time, you will begin to see results. Family matters are of concern now. Be open to solutions to achieve the outcome you desire. Be careful with decision making. Compromising too much over an issue will leave you feeling powerless. Like a branch on a tree, growth will occur in any area that supports the core structure, or it will break and drop in order to maintain the overall strength of the tree itself. You may need to drop a branch or two to solidify your point of view or to reach a resolution. Patience is key. Affirmation. I am unified through presence and action. My strength is supported with loving roots. That's really apt, I thought.
It was very good.
I just got major, just blah, blah, blah,
Mhm.
all over my
It's
body.
like fruit bombs.
I
Really.
can't
Full body.
I don't even have a word for
Yeah.
that feeling, but it was blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I was getting truth bumps reading it. Just like, yeah,
Is
it's just so bad.
that sentence you said about losing a branch along the way, like it's so true. Like I've had to let go of so many things, but
Yeah.
I'm still here. Like
Yeah.
it sucked, but we had to go through it to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
And we're here.
And you can think of that card personally and collectively as well. I was thinking, we're at that point where we've got to stand for our values. We can't let anything slide.
Mhm.
Keep that strength. Yeah, that's really good.
And
yeah,
I think that's like a great ending message to this session.
Yeah, it's been a great chat.
Because I don't know, I feel like that just encompassed like everything we needed. This is like that's it. That's the
Mhm.
message.
That is.
We're gonna be okay, guys.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
really good high vibe chat. Really enjoyed it. And
Perfect for today. And yeah, just out to just putting all of that love and goodness out to every single one of you, all of you guys, obviously, and every single person watching. So much love.
Yeah, absolutely. So much
It's in love. all around the world.
We got this, everyone. We got this. Haven't we?
Oh,
We
my
feel
heart
it.
is so full.
Yeah, me too. Overflowing.
Overflowing.
Ace of Cups.
The cups. Let's
Ace
go.
of Cups.
Where's my cup? Got my
Yay.
captain's cup ready to go.
Cups. My fiery cup.
All right, love you guys. We will be back next week
Yeah.
if we're still here, unless I've been beamed up. But yeah, we'll see you next time.
If not, then yeah. Bye.